Hi everyone, it's Master Ben and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to repair absolutely everything in the Idris from 4.5 and onwards. With this new model you can repair the front door, back door, power plant, coolers, all of the weapons and the radar. So let me show you how to do all of that. The first thing you're going to do is head to your engineering panel in the engine room. There is only one on the ship. It's a capital ship with one panel. I know, it's incredible. When looking at this panel, what you want to look for is your power sources. And as you'll see, we have lots of red R's. I'm going to call it restricted. What this basically means is we need to go and check the fuses of the ship and get those back up and running. Now, fuses are the most important thing to focus on when getting a ship back up and running. So make sure you always have at least 30 fuses in your back pocket when going in. So as we can see, the power plants technically still have some life to them, but we are unable to actually power up the ship because we do not have enough fuses. So to see what fuses are available, we need to click on the 3D view page and look around, and as we can see, any red R's are appearing. So these R's basically mean there is a fuse which is missing. Now, some stations can take up to 3 fuses, but you only actually need 1 in the red slot to be active, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. So all we need to do is look around the ship, find where these red R's are, and then go and replace the fuses. So we're going to go find one of these and then put it back in. So as we run up to the slot, you can see here there is a red light where we need to put a fuse. Always make sure you put a fuse in the red slot first, and I'll show you why I have to say that here. As we can see in this panel, there are actually fuses in the slots, but on the engineering panel, this is not being classed as a functioning relay. So we see there, we put the fuse back in and that one is now showing. However, the one with 2 fuses in out of the 3 is still showing as 0 fuses, and that's because the rightmost slot is not filled. I suspect this could be a bug which will get sorted, but as a good rule of thumb, always fill in the right slot first. So where the red light is, we need to go into our backpack, pick up a fuse, and put it into this slot. And you only need 1 fuse in these areas. The others seem to be a backup, which I would hope fall into place in the future. So as we can now see, we can now put in more power. So even though our power plants are incredibly crippled, we actually have access to putting in more power to the ship. So your first rule of thumb is to always replace all the fuses on the ship. And now we can see we actually have full power to the power plant, even though it's a heavily damaged module right now. Once we've done that, let's go and repair the power plant. And to do that, it's really simple. Turn around and you're going to see 2 big domes in the ceiling. These are your power plants. Now, when going about repairing anything on the Idris, there is almost always 2 of everything. Focus on repairing one up to 70-75% and then move on to the other. But it's important to note that while this thing is 10%, the power plant does still technically function. All you're doing here is building more reliability and hopefully extending the life of your ship in case you get into a fight. So right now in this video, I have 3 people repairing the power plant, and you can see this is an incredibly slow process. So the Idris is by no means going to be a solo ship, but it's also not going to be a 2-person ship. Once we've done that, let's move on to the coolers. There are 2 coolers in the Idris. They are right next to the power plants in the engine room, and they are these giant looking, I like to call them kebabs, I'm not sure why. Now once again, these are size 4 modules and they are incredibly slow to get repaired up. The main thing you want to focus on is getting them to roughly 20 to 30%. This seems to be where the coolers will come back online and allow you to do more things. Without coolers, your ship cannot do anything. So while having a functional power plant is good, if you don't have coolers, you're still not getting anywhere. And right here, we have 4 people all working on the coolers at the same time, and it's still an incredibly slow process to get these back up and running. I'm not sure if in the future we'll see more powerful weapons that can speed up salvaging, speed up repairing, but right now, the Idris is going to take a long time to get going. The main thing is getting the integrity of these parts up high enough so that you can go back into the fight and keep on going. Obviously, in the real world, you wouldn't go and repair these coolers manually like this up to 100%. All you want to do is put enough power into them so that you can get into the fight and keep going. If your ship's totally shut down, always focus on getting one of something up before doing the second. The Idris is absolutely fine on running on just 1 cooler most of the time. And right here, we can see the speed at which the coolers and the power plants will come back online. So once they tick over the 30% mark, they go from being red to yellow. And with that being said, we're going to go into the hangar and start working on the quantum drive. Now the quantum drive is at the rear left of the ship. There are 4 panels. The back one is for the quantum drive. Opposite that actually does nothing. The front 2 panels are for the shield generators. So these are also incredibly slow to field up. With 1 person on these, it's going to take absolutely forever to make any progress. And even when you get 3-4 people on there, you're still going to struggle. Once we're happy with one, we can head over to the other, which is just on the opposite side of the hangar at the very front, and start repairing that one as well. Always focus on getting one of these shield generators back up to about 30% before moving on to the second one. And here we have 4 people working on the shield generators. Size 4 modules are going to be incredibly slow to get back up and running. If you have a full crewed Idris, almost everyone needs to have fuses in their backpack, and almost everyone needs to have a salvage gun available so that they can go and repair these components. Size 4 components will be slow. These are not meant to be fully repaired on the fly, but you can get enough life back into them so that you can get your power plant back online, you can get your shields back online, and you can give yourself a fighting chance if you need to run. And now it's time to focus on the weapons of the Idris. So first off, we're going to repair the front railgun. Now, the way you can do this is open up one of the doors and then point directly at the railgun. There's a bit of clipping at the beginning, and if you point too far away, you'll be out of range. So you just need to find a nice mid-ground, and you're absolutely fine to repair the railgun. Now, all of the turrets can be repaired. All you need to do is run up to them and right-click on the sides of the turret. Let's call them the arms of the turret. So once you get the integrity of all of these up to 100%, the turret will function again. This does not give you any guns back which have been blown off, but it will make the turret operable again. And all of the turrets work the exact same way. If it's a size 5 man turret or size 7 man turret on the Idris M, you can get every single one of these back up by stroking the arms of the turret, so to speak. And for the external turrets, you will have to go into space and manually go up to them. Now, for some reason, I found that these turrets like to set on fire when being repaired, and then over time they will actually start to look more functional again. As a reminder, getting these turrets back up to 100% is not mandatory. This is only to extend the life of a module, so you'd more focus on doing this for something like a power plant where they're being shot out quite easily. In this case, we just want to get enough life back into it. And once you're in space, if the gun is not fully knocked out, you can go and repair it back up manually as well. Obviously, you do not need to do this because if the guns are still working, then there is no need to go and give them more life. This will only extend their longevity. It will not give them any performance enhancements at this time. So just to illustrate my point here, these guns are currently sitting at 24% and they are absolutely fine to keep on firing. I haven't found a way to repair these from inside the ship yet, so you will need to do this in space. And all of the PDCs can be repaired as well. Really simple, just head up to them. You only need to seem to repair them for about a second and then they're all good to go again. Now for the rear door, if it's open or closed, you can just run up to it, run up to either the seam or the main actual point, right click on it and we will see that repairs go up to 100%. I would recommend making sure these doors stay at 100%, and once they are repaired, you are able to reopen and close them. So in 4.4, once a door is broken, you cannot get it functioning again, but in 4.5 you can do so. And you can do the exact same thing for the ARGO cargo door as well. Once you're in the bay, go up to the actual opening or closing door part and then right click on that. Now, unfortunately, after you have got this back up to 100% integrity, the door will not work on the open and close exterior button in here, but it will work another way. So pressing open and close from the engineering panel does give you full operation of this door again. Unfortunately, it will never be usable by the buttons. For whatever reason, those links don't work. However, the door is fully functional from the engineering panel. And all of the docking doors are repairable as well. And these ones do not need to use the engineering panel from here on out. These doors can go all the way up to 100%. There is no benefit to getting them to 100%. Even 1% is fine. The door will become operable again, but it can be nice to do. And here's the big news, folks. You can now fully repair your front door of the Idris and have it opening and closing again. I've seen people on the issue council say that this doesn't work. It absolutely does. They just haven't done it properly. So to repair the doors of the Idris, you walk up to the main arms and right click anywhere on them, and you can see the repair will start going. You can also do this while the door is closed to increase its integrity, so you don't need to wait till it becomes its blown open state. Now I found with this that the door gets to about 70% and then just click to 100% integrity. Not sure what's going on there, so your mileage may vary. So for whatever reason, when my party mate gets on the door, it immediately goes to 100%. To reopen and close this, you'll need to go to the engineering terminal, head to the 3D view, and then get to the door panel. And you can get to the door panel on the bottom left-hand side. There's a few things you can turn on and off. Make sure show emergencies is off, and then only select the door. Now, there's two parts you need to do here. You need to press the actual door to close, and then for whatever reason, if the door's still in green, you'll need to find the main hangar door opening and closing button. I appreciate there's quite a few things here, but in a second, you will see I will click on a central door button, and then a back section of the hangar also goes green. And once this back section goes green, it almost seems to be that the door gets in sync, and now when you press close, the whole hangar door will close. This is also wonderful news because it means in 4.5, you can open only half of the door if you wanted to for whatever reason. There you go, folks. The Idris is now fully repairable with its front hangar doors. That's a really, really nice addition to the game. All the Manoeuvring Thrusters can also be repaired for all those wanting to do that. Front, back, you name it, you can get all of these going again. If they've been shot out by any ship with ballistics, this is a really solid way to give yourself your major torque imbalances, get rid of those, and you are good to go again. Another great addition is you can now repair the main engines as well. As long as they have not been fully blown off, then you are absolutely fine to go through and repair all the main engines. As you can see, these ones are already at 100%. But if you've been hit by a bomb, a lot of your ship will be at a lower integrity. So this is a really, really great way to get back up and running. And finally, the radar can also be repaired. Now, I know it's showing here cannot repair. You absolutely can repair the radar. It's just a slight bug at the moment. But this terminal out here will let you repair the radar. And that's all I have for you today, folks. If you found this helpful, please do give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what ships would you like to see next, and I'll make a small series of useful guides like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.